When you're insulating your house, it's important to note that you have several different options available. For example, you might consider using a rigid foam board, such as this one. When you install this, you will use an expanding spray foam around the edges to create a good seal. This might have an R value of about R16. The other option that you have is to use a fiberglass bat, such as this one. This one has a paper facing, and it's going to be about R13 overall in terms of insulating value. With both of these options, you do need to install house wrap on the exterior of your house, which we've demonstrated for you. However, you do have an additional option, which is to use a spray-in insulation. It's not necessarily DIY friendly, and so you will have to hire someone to do it. The gentlemen at the shed yard have made the decision to hire out for the spray-in insulation. They'll be using a polyurethane spray, and they will be hiring a separate contractor to come in and do that. Therefore, as you see them installing the siding, you'll notice that the Tyvek is not actually on the exterior of this particular model. Before the spray foam goes in, there's a couple of things that you need to prep. For example, in this corner, we're going to have some shelving, and so this 2x4 has been nailed sideways into the adjacent stud to provide us a firm and steady place to connect those shelves to. When you're installing the paneling on the inside of your tiny home, whether it's drywall or any other type of interior wall finish, you'll need to make sure that each corner has a very nice surface to nail that finish to. For example, here we have one of our hold downs, which is an important structural connection, but it doesn't provide that nailing strip. So you'll see that there's a horizontal 2x4 here, as well as another cripple stud added here to provide that surface. But you need to make sure to have this installed before your spray foam guy comes to install the spray foam. Also, before the spray foam is installed, we have several different things going on in this corner. You'll see this metal bar. This is actually an empty line called a conduit, and it's pre-installed in the case that a solar installation ever ends up in this model. There isn't currently plans for solar installation, but we make sure to provide everything you would need to make that connection at a later date. Another thing to prepare for before the spray foam is installed is any through-wall connections. For example, this box is a custom bent sheet metal piece that will provide the pathway for our water connection in the future. The box and this temporary cap with the duct tape prevents the spray foam from entirely enclosing that space. It also keeps the spray foam from damaging any finishes that we have on the outside that have been already installed.
We're going to talk about putting insulation in the ceiling of the porch. And the reason we're putting insulation in the ceiling is because if you go inside and look, the loft comes all the way out to the corner of the building. So the pine boards that are exposed up here are the same boards that are the floorboards up top. So what we did is we took 3 inches of styrofoam insulation, put that up against the pine boards. As you can see, I put a ceiling board on top of the insulation to finish it off.